Welcome back, everyone, to Global War 1936 and Operation Underworld. This is turn 18 for the KMT and the United States. So let's get into the KMT. We have $10 to spend. We are going to spend all of it. 2 on a militia, 2 on a militia upgrade, and 6 on 2 infantry. And while we're over here, let's go ahead and preview the United States. For our tech rolls, we're going to go for Advanced Mechs, Advanced Artillery, ASW, Amphibious Doctrine, Heavy Armor, Heavy Strategic Bombers, and Strategic Rockets. We are at Stage 3 for Amphibious Doctrine and Heavy Strategic Bombers. If we complete Heavy Strategic Bombers, that will impact some of our purchases because we are going to go for 2 Strategic Bombers and a jet. That will cost $36 as it stands right now. If we hit Heavy Strategic Bombers, I will probably not purchase these 2 infantry and upgrade both of these guys to Heavy Strats. But if we don't hit it, then we're just going to keep what we got here. 2 infantry for $6. 4 destroyers. I believe that's going to cost $24. We get a $1 discount, so that puts it down from $7 to $6 per destroyer. And we're going to complete construction for $10 of 2 heavy fleet carriers. All right, so for the KMT, let's come over here to combat moves, and we are going to try and take over Shangtung here. It's got a Japanese infantry, a self-propelled artillery, and a medium armor. So we are going to move into Shangtung. We're going to move 2 artillery from Nanking, along with a fighter from, is that Hunan? Yeah, Hunan. We're going to take 5 infantry from Hunan up into Shangtung. And we're also going to bring over, let's see, 2 infantry from Szechuan into Shangtung. And I think we're going to roll with that. And I think we'll bring 1 infantry from Nanking over. Now let's bring 2, because we do have the rule where you can only pair infantry with artillery from the same region. So, all right. So two infantry from Nanking, 2 from Szechuan, 5 infantry from Hunan, and then 2 artillery from Nanking, 1 fighter from Hunan. All right. That's going to be our only combat move. All right, so straight away we have our 2 artillery first strikes. Just going to double check here to make sure there's no river crossing penalty. There's not. From any direction, there's not. Or is there from Szechuan? Nope, there's not. Okay. So 2 first strike artillery at a 3. Oh, nice. We get a hit. All right, so Japan will lose. Oh, man. So their self-propelled artillery does get a first strike as well, and they're going to be at a 3. So let's, because I think they're going to choose to lose him. But let's see if he hits. And he does not hit. So yeah, he's going to elect to lose the self-propelled artillery because, I mean, he can't fire back in the first round, and we don't want to lose the infantry because that will reduce the amount of rolls that we get in the first round. All right, so he loses self-propelled artillery. We have 5 infantry at a 2, and these are the infantry that are coming from Hunan. We still have the retreat policy here. If we roll a 10 or higher, they have to retreat back to the territory they came from. 2 retreats, no hits. All right. So 2 infantry will move back to Hunan. Okay, we have the 2 infantry coming from Szechuan. They're at a 2. Another retreat. No hits. And then we get the boosted infantry from Nanking, and they are going to be at a 3. Oh, another retreat. No hits. Well, that sucks. And then last but not least, we have the fighter at a 6. And we do get a hit with a fighter. All right, so the 1 infantry retreats back to Nanking. And we got the hit. And then for Japan, they have their infantry at a 4. That's a miss. And they have a medium armor at a 5. And that's a hit. All right, so we are going to lose we will lose the infantry one infantry coming from Hunan. And then Japan will lose their infantry, leaving them with just the medium armor. All right, on to round 2. This is the infantry coming from Szechuan, just 1. No hit, but he doesn't have to retreat. Let's see, we have 2 infantry from Hunan. Another retreat, no hits. We have an artillery and a boost. Well, we have 2 artillery. 2 artillery and a boosted infantry from Nanking. They're at a 3. Oh, I should have rolled them separately. Let me roll them separately. So here's the 2 artillery at a 3, because the artillery doesn't retreat. So there's a hit. And then, I mean, that's the only hit that we need, but we still have to roll for the infantry. So here's the other infantry from Nanking. So that would have been a hit, no retreat. And then we have the 2, I think it's 2, or is it just 1? It's just 1. Yeah, I think that's all for the infantry. We don't have any more infantry to roll for. Because we already rolled for the ones for Hunan, the one from Szechuan, we already rolled for. So yeah, we just have the fighter at a 6. It doesn't matter though, because we've already got the hits that we need. And then he's got medium armor at a 5. And he gets a hit. Wow. Man. We're gonna lose the infantry from Hunan. All right. So that leaves us with So total, that leaves us with just 2 infantry. Left over in Shangtung. The fighter will come back to, well, the fighter we're going to put into Nanking. The P-40 Warhawk that I had there on the flight stand, he's currently in the shop getting painted, so having to use a different piece for now. Yeah, so we just have the 2 infantry, we have 2 artillery in Shangtung. That's all that's left over. All right. Okay. Now for non-combat moves. So of course these infantry that are here in Hunan, they can't move. We're going to take 1 infantry from Kuei Chao. He's going to use the river to rail to Nanking. And that will be our 1 strategic rail move that we can use. Got to defend Nanking because it's a victory city and we're at the end of the game. And if we lose Nanking, that gives an extra, that adds 1 to the roll for the Axis. As it stands right now, a 3 would end the game. The default it's 2, but because the Axis are still holding Paris, it boosts it up to a 3. So definitely don't want to boost it up any further. If the Axis were to retake Nanking, that would boost the roll up to a 4, which of course increases the odds of the game ending, and that means that the Allies would lose. So we want to extend this as long as we can. Give ourselves a chance to win. What else do we want to do? I think we're going to move an infantry from Kwangtung up to Hunan. Then we're going to move 2 infantry that are in Yunnan down to Kwangtung. So we'll just move them over the card. So that'll be a total of 6 infantry in Kwangtung, 2 infantry in Yunnan, 4 in Hunan, 3 in Nanking, 2 infantry, 2 artillery in Shangtung, and 3 infantry in Sichuan. Oh yeah, and there's the fighter that's in Nanking as well. All right, let's place some units. So we have our militia upgrade here in Kuei Chao. 2 infantry. We're going to place our 2 infantry into Nanking. All right, well, I think that brings the total up to 5. And then our militia we are going to place into Nanking. All right. Income. Let's see. So we did take Shangtung. That is worth 2 IPP. Yeah, it's worth 2 IPP. So that will boost us up from 8 to 10. And Japan will go down from 65 to 63. All right. So we will collect 10 IPP and we will have 10 to spend for next turn. Now let's move on to the United States. And we'll start out here with our tech rolls. And let's see what all we get. Oh man, a whole lot of nothing. Well, we hit on advanced mechs. And we hit on artillery, but that's it. All right, so advanced mechs moves up to stage 2. And so does artillery. All right. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. I was really hoping we would finish heavy strategic bombers. It's pretty important because when we go to do strategic bombing runs, it reduces the defense value of factory AA guns to a 1 instead of a 3. So it's pretty big. All right, combat moves. There's not a whole lot this turn. We're just not really in a position to really do a whole lot. One thing I am going to do is take these 2 infantry from Normandy, and we're going to try and attack into Aquitaine. It'll be our 2 infantry at a 2 versus his militia at a 2. Main reason I'm doing this is to get away from the main German force, because if, I'd rather take my chances at potentially losing something here rather than being guaranteed of being wiped out by these guys. I think they're probably going to split their forces up. Well, they don't even have to do that. They could just take this force and move up to Belgium and then move these guys out and retake Normandy. So, I mean, either way, if I stay here, those guys are screwed. So, might as well move them and see if we can't gain some territory. Going to use this fighter that's in this jet fighter in southern England. He's going to go on map in A21. And he's going to pair with this destroyer. And go after those 2 advanced subs. I think that's it for the Atlantic. Actually, I do have some more moves. We're going to convoy raid this North Sea line. And we're going to move up to A7, both of these coastal subs. The British, on their turn, we forgot to attack into northern Norway from Trøndelag. I was wanting to do that, but just totally wasn't paying attention to that side of the board. So, but it does allow us to, at the very least, to attack this line here. So otherwise, if the British did take northern Norway, it would close that line off and we wouldn't be able to convoy raid. So all is not lost. In the Pacific, I don't think we really have anything to do here. We're kind of trapped here in, is that New Britain, I think, because of that Japanese sub. And we only have 1 Marine in Hawaii to really do anything with in terms of amphibious assault. Japanese fleet sitting there off of Wake Island. So I think we just continue to gather our forces and just kind of risk and hope that the game isn't going to end here at the end of our turn. So yeah, let's Start out by rolling for the convoy rating. Our coastal subs will have +1 to their roll by default, and we have radar. So that's another +1. The Germans, they have radar and long-range aircraft, so they will get +2, so it's really a wash. Oh, wow, we do max damage. So there's no point in even rolling for the other coastal sub. Max damage on that line is 2. All right, next up is the battle for Aquitaine. So we have 2 infantry, no terrain penalty. So we're going to be at a 2, and his militia will be the black die here at a 2. Oh, nice. First round, we take it. No casualties. Excellent. So we take Aquitaine, and that is worth 1 IPP. So we will move up from 63 to 64. The Germans will move down from 48 to 47. And I believe that puts us at a tie with the Soviets in terms of needing triumph of capitalism. The Soviets are sitting at, let's come over to the IPP chart here. So the Soviets are sitting at 51. They have a bonus of total bonus of +5, so that puts them into 56. So we need 113 combined with the British to get triumph of capitalism. So the British are at 33, +3 is 36. We have 64. So that's 109, or that's 90. Is that 99? 36 and 64. No, that's 109. So our +12 is going to be 76. So 36 and 76 is 112. And the Soviets have 112. So we're tied. If I did my math right. Yeah, 36 and 36 and 76. Yeah, that's 112. So yeah, we're tied. So no triumph of capitalism, unfortunately. If we were able to find one more territory to take that's worth 1 IPP, we would get it. So, but it's not, it doesn't really matter. And let me come over here to the victory chart. So the Axis have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the Allies only have 1, 2, 3. Soviets, or the Comintern, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I mean, even if we did get triumph of capitalism, it wouldn't even be enough to tie with the Soviets. So, doesn't really matter. Okay, that is it for... Oh, no, we got to roll for... we got to roll for that battle there in the Atlantic. Okay, so our jet fighter and our destroyer. So our destroyer is going to be at a 4. That's a miss. And then the jet fighter at an 8. Oh, no, that's a miss. All right, so the 2 subs do have a target. They have a destroyer, and we're probably going to lose our destroyer here. Advanced submarines, they defend at a 4. Oh, nice. We don't lose them. So, but the 2 advanced subs, they do submerge. But at least we didn't lose any units. The jet fighter will go back into southern England. And now we can finish off the rest of our non-combat moves. Okay. So I wanted to send over some units here from southern England, which we can do now because these submarines are submerged. So we're going to take these 2 naval transports here in A21, and we're just going to bring them over into A22, into A23. On the way, pick up some guys here, an airborne and an infantry, and we're going to drop them off here with the British in the Netherlands. All right, and then they will go and port there in London and join the rest of those British naval units there. Okay. And then, oh yeah, we've got a seaplane here in Puerto Rico, and he's going to come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go into Gibraltar. Yeah, so he'll go into Gibraltar. And then over here in the Pacific, I think the only move that we really have is going to be these 4 fighters that are in San Francisco will come out 1, 2, 3, go on these 2 regular carriers that are in P-29. Naval transport that is in port in Hawaii will come out. He's going to strategic naval move 1, 2, pick up 2 Marines in San Francisco, and then go back 3, 4 into port and drop those guys off there. All right. So we have 3 Marines that are in Hawaii. Now we can place some units. So our 2 heavy fleet carriers and 4 destroyers will go into San Francisco. Or we'll go into P-25. They'll be manufactured at San Francisco and go into P-25. And then, let's see, everything else goes over here into Europe. Or, well, it goes on the European side. So 2 infantry into New York. All right, and then our jet fighter and 2 strategic bombers. Oh, let's see. Oh, will they have if I put them in New England, will they have, well, I can't do that. I could manufacture 2 in New England. I'll just put them in New York because we have an airfield in New York, and that should give us enough range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I was more worried about our jet fighter being able to make it over there next turn, assuming there is a next turn. So those will get produced in New York. All right. So now we get to collect some income. situated here. So our base is 64, and then we will collect a bonus of 12 for having home country. So that will put us up to 76. All right. And now we get to roll for the end of the game. Let's see if it ends or not. The default for January 1945 is a 2, and that will get modified to a 3 because the Axis have Paris. All right, here it is. And it's an 8, so the game will continue. We will move on to July of 1945. All right, that will be it for turn 18. We will start with turn 19 with the Germans next time around in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy. Bye for now.